Arizona's a right-to-work state, and always making things easier for people to get and retain work is something that's important to us. Now, joining me right now is Brandy Wells, who you are the Vice President of External Affairs with the Chamber of Commerce, but you're also on the Cosmetology Board.
That's right. So I'm here today to speak to you on behalf of my personal opinion as the public member of the Arizona State Board of Cosmetology.
What motivated you to join the Cosmetology Board?
Well, I have a passion for getting involved in my community. I love Arizona so very much that I thought it would be nice for me to contribute in some way. So I reviewed the vacancies on boards and commissions and read about each of the boards and commissions that had a vacancy. And I thought this one would be the best fit, so I turned in an application.
And they said yes?
Yes.
And you have basically become the rogue member of the board.
The public member of the board.
Okay, all right, fair enough. What we're talking about is an issue that seems so silly to so many people. And it is an initiative that that allows anyone, a man or woman, but someone that is not trained with the thousands of hours it takes to be a licensed cosmetologist, to be able to wash and set basically in a salon.
Right. So what is actually being discussed right now is a bill before the Arizona legislature that would remove requirements for people who only blow dry, shampoo, condition, and use heat tools like flat irons on people's hair. Remove the requirement that they do 1,000 hours of licensure that can cost between $12,000 and $18,000 to earn. So this bill would allow people to do so of their own volition.
And would allow people that would go in and pay for that service to go in knowing that it's someone that hasn't been through 1,000 hours of school.
Yeah, well, that's the best part about it, is that it offers consumer choice. Should the bill pass, it offers consumer choice, because if you're the type of person that says, I only want to go to a licensed cosmetologist or a licensed hairstylist, you're free to do so. If you're a salon owner that says, I only want to hire a licensed hairstylist, same thing. But if you don't want to and you don't think that's necessary, you would have the freedom to choose that.
Well, I'm not trying to be sexist, but majority of people doing this would be women. But don't they do their own hair every day?
Well, that's also a part of it. I did my hair at home today. I do it at home every day. I use a blow dryer, I use a flat iron, and I have been able to not injure myself in any irreparable way. You know, there are a certain amount of dangers to just living in civilized society, right? We have an oven, we have cars, we have all of these different tools, but blow drying and styling is not something where the risk is greater than any other basic activity.
It's important to have oversight. I mean, I believe in oversight for certain things, but in my industry, I was an electrician. I can call myself a journeyman electrician. There is no test for being a journeyman electrician or a requirement to show proficiency. I'm working under a licensed electrician, and I had guys working under me. It would seem that if you were going to look at licensing people blow drying hair would be way off the list of something that needed to be legislated.
Right. I think that hairstyling and shampooing and conditioning, these things are an art. And I think people shouldn't have to have government approval and tens of thousands of dollars to practice their art. There's a degree of freedom involved with being an artist, like a blow-dry artist. The
pushback has been from the licensed cosmetologist, almost as if it's denigrating their industry. But this does nothing to the people that are cutting your hair, that are dyeing your hair or altering it in any way. This is simply washing your hair, blowing it dry, and styling it.
Yeah, so let me be clear. The bill before the legislature now would not in any way change the rules around cutting, reactive chemical use, coloring, or any of those more intensive procedures that you can get done at a hair salon.
Did you imagine there would be this much pushback when you supported this bill?
I was not prepared for the level of pushback I received, and I just didn't expect it. I thought this was a very natural approach to ensuring that people have the ability and the right to do work that they're good at, or to learn those skills from their employer.
And it seems like a very simple bill, and I don't understand the controversy, but I wanted you to come and explain it, because at first I laughed, but it's a deeper issue. It is the ability for people to exercise a trade or a skill without the immense dollar amount. Because how long would it take someone that's just getting paid to wash and set hair to pay back just those thousands of hours of school?
Right, and if someone wanted to do a full cosmetology or a full hairstylist license, it would be fantastic if they could be working in the industry as a blow-dry artist or a blow-dry stylist, working their way through school and paying for it, so that the cost to become a licensed cosmetologist wouldn't be as much of a burden on that individual.
So it's the ability to practice a skill. It's the ability to work without government oversight where it's not necessary. And again, when was the last time anyone in the legislature said, is this any of our business? It's nice to see someone on a board be an active member saying, maybe this is none of our business. Maybe we can make it easier for people. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about this, because of your, you work in the industry, in the career you're in. This seems to be something that connects with that very well. So I appreciate you sharing the story, and I'm anxious to see how this turns out.
We'll see.
Her name is Brandy Wells. You can look for her online. She's a great follow on Twitter as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.